What's going on, everyone? It's John, it's Michael, back again on the Blue Boys Network, and Everton have just beat Burnley 2-0 for the fourth consecutive win and the fourth consecutive clean sheet. How happy do we feel, Blues? But before that, as a channel, I'm sure I'm speaking for Michael and every Evertonian here, we just want to wish Tom Lockyer a full and speedy recovery. Shocking again what happened today on a football pitch. Brought back memories of Christian Eriksen. Um, it it gets to me things like that because again, it could be anyone just going to work. It's his job, his family, his kids are probably sitting in the stands and watching that. So the Blue Boys Network, Tom, and everyone associated with Everton Football Club, we hope you're well. Apparently, you're responsive. You know, you're in hospital. You're well looked after. Credit to the two sets of medical team as well. Apparently, they both worked on them, and that that goes without saying that should happen. But again, fantastic work by the medics, the physios, the medical team today, and it just brought back memories of Christian Eriksen. So make a speedy recovery, Tom. On to today's game. What I will say, sorry to start that on a note like that, but as a channel, we have to do things like that. I think get them out, folks, because we're all going on a European tour.
Do you know what? Just as I pressed record, I thought, shit, I should have got my passport from upstairs. Yeah, I just want to add one tiny thing in just what John just said there. Bournemouth fans, Luton fans, you should be really proud of yourselves today because football stopped. Football stopped in your game today, and you were brilliant. The Luton manager walking around the ground doing a standing ovation to everyone and tapping his heart. Everything is more important than football when it comes to life, comes to family, comes to people. So I know this is a little bit premature, but it's what, 9 days now till Christmas. Make sure you touch base with your loved ones. Make sure you go and see them. It can be a really difficult time of year, everyone. People can get really emotional. People can get down. People can feel isolated. So just reach out, make sure they're okay. Pop round, have a cup of tea with them, ring them, just do whatever. But make sure that we're all supporting each other because that fundamentally, I truly believe that if you're good to the world eventually will be good to you back. So just stick with that. And John, as you say, rightly onto today's game, European adventures are at. Honestly, I'm just waiting to see how many points we get back because we've got to work out where we're going to finish compared to Manchester City because they'll be chasing us in the title race in about 10 games time. So we just need to keep it going. But fantastic achievement, 11 clean sheets in the first 11 first half clean sheets out of 17 games. So we're giving ourselves every opportunity to get into the game. And where at the start of the season we were failing to score, we now are scoring. And even to be fair to Beto, even Beto had a chance at the end of the game. And I thought, oh, go on. But it's a decent save by the keeper. But look, I'm really happy. Sean Dyche, I've done humble pie. I've come out and apologised. We owe it to some of the players as well, John. You sent me a text message today, and I think you owe an apology to a particular player.
Michael Keane?
No, that wasn't the one.
Which one?
It's a midfielder. He's quite tall.
Oh, Onana? Yeah. Listen, I've said this about Onana. He's better when he's got one. As we said, he couldn't play in the three with Onana, Decore, and Ghana guy. And again, one of his better performances in Everton shirt has come when there's only been two of them. I will eat humble pie, just like you have about Amadou Onana. He's stepping up, the whole team stepping up. I'm starting to look at Onana now, and I think he could be more of a confident player, Onana. When the whole team around him is doing what we've done recently, he's showing more. And he probably could go to the point where, listen, he's going to be a fantastic player. And when we were on the downward spiral and we were struggling, he was probably standing there, sitting there, whatever you want to say, and thinking, I've got some shite around me here. And he couldn't get up for it. Now, the performances every Everton player is putting in is rubbing off on him. And he's looking a better player. I want to follow on from that about players stepping up. We have to make so many changes today. Dyche changed the formation. What I love about our club at the minute, Michael, is these players who haven't been getting a chance and they've been not left out in the cold because they've been part of it. Ben Godfrey, Michael Keane, not spitting the dummy out, not bothering and not being arsey in training, turning up at Finch Farm every day, putting training performances in to keep them in and around the squad and the team. And they come in today. I'll say it now because we always do this at the end of the video. Michael Keane, man of the match for me today. That speaks volumes of what a professional he is. And listen, he's not the best. We've slagged him off on this channel. A lot of Evertonians have had a pop at Michael Keane. But today, I thought from being out for so long and not being part of the 11 who's been getting picked every week, he come in today and he put a man of the match performance in. That epitomises everything about Everton Football Club this last 6 weeks, could you say, with the results that we're getting, the togetherness. We've had that point deduction, and you know what? I'm starting to think now, and you might call me stupid for this, and a lot of people might, made us better. It's actually worked in our favour. Would we have been as good as we have been without that point deduction? I'm unsure about that. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
It's definitely give the players something to fight for. Now my only worry is now that because they've now officially got those 10 points back, haven't they? By winning the games, we've actually got 12, so we've got those 10 points back. I just don't want to see them drop off now with some games against. No, I don't think they will either. But there's some big games coming up. Fulham in the cup, Tottenham, Man City. These are games that they're real confidence boosters. If Everton can beat Fulham, go into a semi-final, really exciting. If Everton can get something against Spurs and Man City, it's lift off, and it's lift off. So
when you look at that, you follow on from what you're saying there. We're very capable of beating Fulham at home, Michael, because of the confidence in the team now. The players know what's at the end of it. A semi-final, we've only got to get one of them lesser teams, no disrespect, in the semis. We're on a trip to Wembley after the season we've had with the takeover shit that we're putting up with the point deduction. Them games that you've just mentioned there, you mentioned Tottenham, if we could get something there. Tottenham lost 3 games at home on the run not so long ago. No reason why we can't go there and get something. Man City, listen, they're still one of the better teams in the Premier League. But there's no reason why we can't beat Man City at home with the way we're playing, and they're struggling at the minute. Everton are very, very capable. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is the confidence that us as fans are feeling now, not just the players as well. No reason why we can't get 3 wins out the next 3 games. Goodness will be rocking against Man City. It'll be rocking on Tuesday. And as I've just said, we're capable of getting something at least at Tottenham, whether it be a point or 3.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. And I'm no longer going into games now worrying. I used to go into games home and away and worry. And now I'm not, because I know we're going to be fairly solid. And I know we're going to score a goal, hopefully. I know we're going to create chances. I know there's going to be something. And you mentioned Michael Keane there, and we'll talk about the goals obviously a little bit in a second. But two good set pieces. But we actually could have scored more. Michael Keane also hit the outside of the post. He tried to curl it in. He was really unlucky. Calvert-Lewin has a header just before we score. It's a really good header. I can't even fault Calvert-Lewin's header.
Thought he could have put it a bit wider if I was being picky.
Yeah, but how difficult is, the ball's in the air. How difficult is that? He gets good contact, he gets it low. It's a good save by the keeper.
Heads it down, yeah.
Yeah. So you can't fault him for it. And then, we score We scored 2 goals, and Nana coming in, aggressive, determined to get that header, big header, 1-0, and then, 10, 15 minutes later, whatever it was, again, another football, another set piece, another bit of quality. Michael Keane getting 2 opportunities. The technique that Michael Keane strikes that ball with on the first attempt is fantastic.
Even when he put the ball in, it was a good technique for a centre half.
Oh, it's fantastic, but we've seen this before with Michael Keane. He's got a finish on him. We saw it against Spurs, I think it was last season. He's got a finish on him, and he comes into the side, he grabs a goal, Anana grabs a goal, and then the other one that I want to mention, you rightly mentioned Ben Godfrey. He makes a block that when you watch it, I don't understand how he makes it. The ball comes across the box, and he manages to time his lunge to just about flick the ball past the post, because if he gets it wrong, he slides it into the net. If he gets the timing wrong, too quick, he slides it in, and if he's too slow, the Burnley player scores. He times it spot on and just flicks it past the post. And
I think if that ball that comes in, if the Burnley player gets the slightest of nick on it, and it then goes to Godfrey, it's probably an own goal, as you say.
Yeah,
but he's timed it. He's timed it to perfection, because if he goes too early, it's probably an own goal. If he goes too late, it's probably an own goal. If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think just he timed the slide to perfection. But going on from that, I don't know if you'd finished there. That wasn't just one block. We see many blocks today from Everton players today. They were putting their body on the line. And I think they're realising now, since the manager's come in and he's got this togetherness, and he's made them see what it is to be playing for Everton Football Club. First thing he mentioned when he come into the club, and we've said it on here before, Michael, won't sweat on that shirt when them players come off. And we cannot fault the 11 players who've been getting picked for the last 6 weeks, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're putting their body on the line.
There's one player for me, and I think we might agree with this one player. There's one player for me that I am still a little bit apprehensive about, and that is our loaner in Jack Harrison. I have no doubt that Jack works hard. I've got no doubt that he can cross. I've got no doubt he can score goals. But I kind of feel like we're watching a bit of a headless chicken at times. His composure on the ball, he doesn't really have it. And today, certainly at times in that second half, it would have been really useful if he could have just done a little bit more. Do you get what I mean? I'm not trying to slag him off. We've won the game, and I'm not digging him out. He was played okay, but I just want to see more from him.
I think what you're trying to say, and you've hit the nail on the head, he does a lot of running, and he does a lot of closing down, and he works hard, but he doesn't do a great deal with it.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
If he had the ball more on his feet, and I don't know whether that's down to the rest of the team getting it to him and driving the fullbacks and getting the ball over. For someone who's got the pace he's got, and the shot he's got, and the work rate he's got, I think he could stand out a bit more.
Yeah.
And do more. But again, he's part of a team that's on this unbelievable run. So that's the thing. We're not digging him out. But if there's a player who...
He's capable. He's capable of more. That's what, and Dyche has unlocked it in certain players. We saw it now in Anana. We saw it in Decore. I'd argue we've seen it in Mikalenko. I'd argue we've seen it in Braunthwaite, Tarkowski, Dwight McNeil. Yeah. We've seen him unlock it. And I just don't think we're quite seeing the same with Harrison. I think he's so capable of much more. and I
Yeah,
just want to see it.
I get it. I
I
get
want
it.
him to have a good game. You know, I want him to be man of the match. You know, I want him to beat a person and score a goal, or you know, beat a couple of players and deliver a good. I just want to see him make me go, yes, lad.
It was even that goal he scored at Goodison from well outside the box. I see what you're saying, because looking back at that now, probably the only thing that stood out from him in that game. And don't get me wrong, to score a goal like that, fine. If you can do that every game, that's all we want to see from you. But he's not consistency with the level of player
The rest of the
could
team,
be. He could be as well. Do you know what I mean? And
mm,
I think he also could be the sort of player, Michael. Do you know, if the rest of the team weren't playing as well as they are, I think he'd sort of step up a bit and
yeah,
do more and do more. But maybe it's in his head that he thinks, well, the other 9 outfield players are performing really well. I'll just stay at this level. But I do think he's a player, to give him praise, who's capable of, if the team's struggling, to step up. So we're
yeah.
not having a pop at him. I
No,
think it's just, I think Jack Harrison's one of them players. He gets in a comfort zone,
yeah.
and I think that's where he is. So we're not having a pop at him.
I'm
Uh,
I'm not I'm not knocking his mentality at all. I'm really not. You know what? I
he's got
like the
more.
fact
He's got more to deliver, hasn't he?
he's got more going forward than we're
Mm,
seeing, because you know he's putting people under pressure, and he's tracking back, and he's putting in a tackle when he needs to. He's doing all of those things. But I've seen this kid at Leeds. I think he got 13 assists and quite a few goals in the first season they were in the Premier League. And I've saw this kid rip teams apart. I've
mm,
saw this kid make me go, he's a player in. And
yeah,
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing that Jack Harrison. And that's fine. Because as you rightly say, it may well be that he's going, do you know what? The rest of the boys are playing so well. I'm just going to knock the ball around, make it easy, try
work
and
hard.
work with the team. And then if I need to be this standout player, I'm going to work my arse off to be. He might be
Because he's
doing it.
capable. Because he's capable
He
of that.
absolutely is.
As you've just said, you've seen that we've seen that Leeds. He's capable of better performances. But as I said, we're not going to sit here and have a pop at him, because he's part of a winning team that is on this unbelievable run.
And the other player I wanna mention before we wrap up is Calvert-Lewin, because I have seen some people digging him out on Twitter about not scoring in 6 games now, and I'll, I'll give you my opinion on Lewin. Now, me and you, John, we may disagree, and
But
that's fine.
I think we're going to disagree, and I'll probably end this video. And if people watch it all the way through, I'm probably going to get slated in the comments. But go on.
Okay, so um, I am happy with Calvert-Lewin's work rate. He works hard. He tries to get on the ball. But there was a stat that come out earlier, I think it was earlier, if not yesterday, about the amount of passes he is getting per opportunity. And he's one of the lowest in the Premier League, which basically means we're not relying on Calvert-Lewin to score goals anymore, which is a positive. That is absolutely a positive, because he's not scoring the goals that he's getting the chances for. Last week, he should have scored. Today, he definitely should have scored. I mean, it was a good save, but Calvert-Lewin 2 years ago sticks that head out right in the top corner, like as a bullet bun, and he's not there. He come back short a lot today, to get the ball into chest and to hold up the ball, hold up the defender. And I thought he had a mixed game with it. He did roll the defender a few times. He got a couple of free kicks. If I'm not mistaken, he got the free kick which led to the goal. But yet again, he's another one that is capable of more. And I'd
Well,
love to see him start scoring some goals. That's what I'm saying, John.
well, if you've watched the video to the end, then you're going to be shocked to hear. I agree with Michael. I thought you were going to praise him more. To be fair, I
No.
watched him. I watched him today, and listen, he's done well to put this many games together that he's been playing. I was out for a couple of weeks. The injury record he's had from previous, it took him a while to get back. I'd like to see more from. I'd like to see him win more headers. I'd like to see him run the channels more. I'd like to see him losing his marker more, so he can make himself available for through ball from McNeil or Harrison or whoever it may be. I texted you and I said I could see Beto coming on the 70 minutes for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That change was made. I was just 10 minutes too early. I think he should have made that change 60, 70 minutes. I didn't think Calvert-Lewin gave us much today. I don't. I don't. And listen, people watch games in different ways. I'll probably get slated, and Michael will probably get slated to say he could give us more. There's a better player in there than what we're seeing for the centre forward.
Well, no, John, I'm with you. I'm not digging him out. I'm not digging any of the players out. This Everton team.
I think we're just one more now because we forgot what the meaning of losing is.
Maybe it is, but you know what? It's almost like Calvert-Lewin is becoming a sacrificial lamb. Is that the right term? It's almost like Dyche has developed this way of playing without relying on Lewin, which is good, important.
Well, you get goals from elsewhere in the team,
but we still need goals from Lewin. So he's going to have to adapt his game to do that. And look, he's still fairly young.
Do you think Lewin struggles in this setup from Dyche?
Yeah, I do. I think he's almost played a little bit like and I have mentioned this before, he's almost played like a little bit of a Hemel Heskey type role. Hold up the ball, get the ball into big Calvert-Lewin, hold up the ball and let everyone play around him. And the problem with that, well, we kind of do. We look for him long. We'll look for his chest. He'll try to roll. We press from the front. So we kind of do play like that. The problem I have with the way that we play with Lewin is we put the balls in the box and we rely so much on set pieces. I mean, we've scored 10 goals from set pieces. I think we've scored 22 goals all season.
Everton have scored more goals from set pieces this season than anybody else.
Exactly. And my point is, it's not like Lewin's not getting chances from them set pieces. I mean, he should have scored today. So I don't know what it is, but he goes in these patches. Like he scored 4 in 5 a month or two ago. The season before he got injured, I think he'd scored 9 in 7, including 2 for England. He goes in these patches of form, and I hit another one. He'll score like another 6 or 7 goals this season. I've got no doubt he'll score 10 goals this season. But he would be so much better if he just was the same consistency level, because he works so hard, but he just needs to learn to play in this style just a little bit better. I mean, it's easy for me to say this, I'm not blessed with height, I'm not blessed with pace, and I'm fat and ugly, so I'm not like, I'm not a Premier League player. But what I am is someone that I truly believe I read the game really well, and as John rightly says,
sorry, go on.
As John rightly says, he doesn't run in the channels enough. He's not finishing as enough. He's not as clinical as he used to be. And even back in the day, one of the criticisms both me and John have always had of Louis is he's not great on one-on-ones.
Well, we said this when Beto scored that goal the other week. Does Lewin score that? He probably doesn't.
And that's the point. It's almost like I just want to see. I feel like, and this is mad that I'm saying this, I feel like Everton are playing in 5th gear, but they're in a car that's got 6 gears. There's just a bit more.
Do you think Lewin could be in the same position that we've just spoke about with Harris? Because there's goals coming from other parts of the team. It doesn't feel like. I'm not saying he's not trying. I don't know.
I think it's different with a striker. I think it's different. All the top strikers that I've ever heard have always had this mentality that I'm going to get the next goal. I'm going to score
he
a
has
goal.
that.
I don't think he has that. I don't think he has that. I listened to a podcast with Alan Shearer, and he was saying that I was at Newcastle and we were 7-0 up, and one of the other lads picked up the ball and said, "Alan, can I take this penalty?" And Alan Shearer went, bear in mind, he scored 4 goals in this game, I think he said. "No, fuck off, it's mine." And Alan puts the ball down and he scores his 5th goal of the game. That is a goal scorer. Do you get what I mean?
We had this conversation not so long ago about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I got absolutely slated in the comments on I think it was the last video or the video before when I said Calvert-Lewin wasn't an out-and-out striker. I still stick to it. I don't think Dominic Calvert-Lewin is an out-and-out striker. He's not. He's not.
No, I don't disagree with that.
Alan Shearer was an out-and-out striker. Robbie Fowler was an out-and-out striker. Michael Owen was an out-and-out striker. They're out-and-out strikers who probably score in the Premier League minimum 20 goals a season. Maybe I'm wrong here. Has Dominic Calvert-Lewin ever scored 20 goals in the Premier League season?
No.
I will stick to them comments I said in that last video, and I'll probably get comments again saying, you know, he is an out-and-out striker because he's a number 9 and he plays up front for Everton. Stuart Barlow played up front for Everton. Was he an out-and-out striker? Umar Niasse did. Brett Angel did. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is not an out-and-out striker, in my opinion. I don't think we've got an out-and-out striker at the club.
No, I don't either. But I think that's a bigger video. I think that's another video. But look, I don't want you to sit here, guys, and think that me and John are being negative, because we're not, or it's not intentional anyway. We are really happy.
Oh yeah,
with the performances. We just want every single player. We've said the same about Beto, so I mean, we could sit here and, you know, we could say the same about Beto. We've wanted Beto to show more because he's capable of more. We want more, which is, you know, and as a fan base, as a club, it's not like we're sitting here going, we hate them and whatever. I love the Everton players. They've been through thick and thin. The fans are on side, and I'm 100% with them. I just want them to be the best they can be. That is it. That is it. There's no negatives. Just go and be the best you are.
I think what we're talking about things like this because we're not used to it being on a run like this for a long time. And normally we're slagging the manager off, we're slagging the substitutions off, we're slagging the players off, we're slagging the formation off. Because we're winning games, as Michael's just said, we want more. We want more. We want to see players doing what they're there for, i.e. what we spoke about Jack Harrison, i.e. what we just spoke about Dominic Calvert-Lewin about. But listen, Everton on a fantastic run, 4 clean sheets, 4 wins on the run, 3 of them are away, if I'm not wrong. You know, with 10-point deduction. Without that deduction, I know we've got to keep saying, we'll see what happens with the appeal. Could be ninth in the league, you know. So it's all positive, and I know you might think it's not. It is, but we're being picky now. We are being picky because we want the best for our football club. We want to see our strikers scoring goals or our number 9 scoring goals. You know, we want to see our wingers put performances in where we might score more goals and get more out of him. You know, we're not being negative in a negative way. We're just, because we're that happy, we're probably looking for faults now, and it's been a long time since we could do that. So it is positive, and we're on a fantastic run.
There's one other thing to mention, and this I did say this 10 minutes ago, but I promise this will be short and sweet. Sean Dyche. A lot of people said that Everton would play Dyche ball. It would all be long. and I'm almost contradicting myself a little bit here, but it would all be long. It'll all be counter-attacking. We won't have the possession. We're stringing passes together. We're playing out from the back. I've watched today, Michael, although I was a bit nervous at times, Michael Keane, James Tarkowski, James Garner, Anana, Ben Godfrey, passing in triangles around the Burnley forward line. I watched that ball get turned and pirouetted into midfield. I watched the ball go down the left-hand side and a cross come into the box. I'm watching actual football. I'm not watching pinball where it just gets bumped up the pitch. It does happen sometimes, and that's where Louis has to hold up the ball, comes into play a little bit more. But Sean Dyche, I'll be really honest, and I know that the club watch the fans' content. I know they do, but I absolutely want him to understand. And here, I am really grateful that not only has he developed a brand of football that isn't boring, it's actually I quite like it. I quite like how intense it is, how aggressive it is, how our midfielders chase down James Garner, putting in tackles, looking like the Idrissa Gana Gueye, getting in front of people and getting a little toe in. And, when we're going up for headers, we're not turning round, and we're not, we're going into games being aggressive. And that mentality, that's on Sean Dyche. And I just want to say thank you to Sean, because I'm really enjoying where Everton are going at the minute, and he's a big part of that. And I'm very, very sorry that after that Luton game, if I'm being honest, I wanted him gone. And I still think at times his substitutions can be a bit, but I trust him. And
they're working hard. He brought Dobbin on the other night to score a goal. He brought him on today. I thought he'd done well. Going back to what you've just said there about the football before we wrap up. What I like about this team, you said we play in triangles around Burnley today. We're playing it out from the back. Also, only Tottenham have more away Premier League points than Everton this season. I've just seen that on the stats. So I like the way we're getting it out to tight areas as well. Do you know when you've got the opposition crowd and chasing the ball down, whether it be on the byline or whether it be on the goal line, obviously the corner flag round there, we're finding ways to get ourselves out of trouble and come away with the ball. One, that's tactical. Two, it's hard work. And three, it's confidence. And all them three things is down to Sean Dyche. So I'm not going to sit here and say he deserves a statue. I'm not. But we've said it on videos gone by, and I'll say it again, getting the best out of this team. And he's brought the togetherness there. The goals we score, every player's there. The substitutes are running over and celebrating. They're celebrating with the fans. The togetherness at Everton Football Club, from the supporters to the players, forget what's going on upstairs. That'll sort itself out. But the togetherness that Sean Dyche has brought, from the players to the fans and the fans to the players, on this run that we're on now, I feel like we've got our football club back. I really do. And I think, hopefully things will be sorted soon with the points deduction, seeing what happens there. Apparently it's got to be before the end of January. Takeover will be sorted soon, one way or another. We'll know where we are. But I'm enjoying going the game again.
Well, do you want to know something scary, John? So if I'm not mistaken, Everton are 7 points away from Luton, who currently sit 18th place. Now, the rumours are, obviously you hear rumours, but the rumours are that the points deduction is going to be halved, isn't it? We've all heard that it could be 5 points. So you take 5 points off, and you mentioned it to me in the car, and people have read about it, say administration, which is a 9-point deduction. So that would mean a total of 14 points deducted from Everton this season. Do you know Everton would still be out of the bottom three. So even if the worst was to happen, Everton wouldn't be in the bottom three.
If we get another 9 points took off us.
If we got another 9 points took off us, but we got 5 back that we're all expecting, we would not be in the bottom three.
Or just take another 4 off us, and we're still not in the bottom three. Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's honestly, it is it's unbelievable. And even if we got 9 points and they left the 10 points on, we'd still only be 2 points from safety.
How many from Europe? Or shall I put this away?
It's unbelievable. This Everton team, I am proud of. I'm proud that they're Blues, and you know, maybe once this takeover stuff is sorted, whoever it is, maybe if we could just add just that little bit of sprinkling of quality as well, bit of panache, maybe a few goals.
Apparently, we are in for the right winger in January.
It obviously means Everton are going to win the league next season. So get your money on that, Blues, because come on, get down to Goodison Park.
The way we're playing, I've said this now 5 minutes ago, I'm going to wrap it up. The way we're playing and the points we're picking up and the confidence that we've got in the team, there's probably not many teams in the league with beaten us at the minute. And I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't. Probably only...
We get smashed by Fulham 5-0 at Goodison.
And then I'll be eating humble pie. But there's probably only 2 teams that I'd give Everton a really good game at the minute, and that's probably Arsenal and the other one.
And Villa. I think I'll rate Villa. I think they're very good.
Them in the cup anyway.
Yeah.
I've already beat them. So, you know, the confidence that's there, well, even if we didn't get any points back, I still think we finished mid-table. And that's the scary thing. 10-point deduction, finishing 12th over around that area. All we can do is just imagine what it would have been.
Yeah.
Because the corrupt FA.
Right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. If you're watching and you love the positivity, just maybe watch until the 18th minute, and then maybe
the last 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, fuck it off.
Guys, we'll leave it there. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Your support on the channel has been great. Obviously, I didn't do a match preview for this game. There was a genuine reason. John's had a few small niggles at home, let's say that, and it was my Christmas party with work, so I was not in.
I didn't know about that.
I did tell you. I did.
Normally, you ring me when you've had about 2 pints when you're blathered.
I mean, we both know that's not true. I outdrink you, so I mean, don't worry about it.
You're fatter.
So, guys, that was the reason. There will be a match preview. It will be out tomorrow. It's Everton against Fulham in the Carabao Cup quarter-final at Goodison Park, and I will be there. I look forward to seeing you up the toffees. And John?
Yeah.